Let's talk about housing quickly and then we'll wrap it up. So first, new construction activity, dollar spent is flat. Non-res is pretty much flat, and this is skyrocketing public. Why? Because the government's spending $200 billion a year for 2 years on infrastructure and defense and all this spending, and they're building lots of stuff, right? So that's why that's going up, but those really aren't going up. This is housing activity. Multifam is fine. Single fam is way low. It's way low. It should easily be up here where the green is. The green is total blue, multi, and single together gets you green. Much too low. Why is it too low? Well, first, it's too low because prices are too high. New home prices are crazy. Averages in red, medians in blue, much too high. Wages aren't keeping up with these crazy price increases. Builders are pricing their products out of the market. People can't afford to buy. There aren't enough entry-level homes out there. You can see it here. 10 years ago, 10 years ago, 05, we built 25,000 homes a month of black and silver. Black below between 150 and 200, silver below 150. Now we build nothing. Look at $200,000 to $300,000 homes. In blue, we build 35,000 a month, and now it's what? 15,000 a month? That's why there's no homes, because it's the cheap homes that aren't being built. Tragedy. Lots of multifam coming on the market in the short run. All these homes, the permits that were pulled back here are finally coming onto the market because of lack of construction workers and so on and so forth. So there's a short-term oversupply of housing, pushing down rent increases, but they'll go back up because we're not building enough single-family homes and we're building creating lots of jobs. So we have an imbalance. You have to build something, shelter for these people. It'll be multifam, I'm sure. But the homes that the builders are building, there are enough of them. Look at the inventory. It's about 320,000. These are not started homes, permanent but not permanent, not started, started, not sold, built and not sold. So the builders are losing their shirt on these. These are spec being built and that hasn't even been begun yet. But they're at the right level. So what the builders are building, they're building enough of. They're just not building enough at the lower end. That's the serious tragedy of our housing market, and that's what's driving prices up. Builders are still pretty happy. Of course, there are only 5 builders in the country, and they're all building homes that cost $19 million because they aren't building the cheap-end homes because they can't make any money at it. Why? Regulatory costs have driven the cost of a home up. Labor costs have gotten our 5% wage increases for construction workers because construction workers are exceptionally rare now because people left the industry, didn't come back, and the Mexicans went and never came back either. Productivity is very bad in construction because of all the regulations and so on. And lumber costs up until recently were astoundingly high. They've fallen like a rock because the housing market's turning over. It's really rolling over. Interest rates are going up. House prices are too high. Wages aren't keeping up, and something's got to give. And you see that, that's a sign of nervousness. There's also lack of inventory because foreigners are buying our houses. So inventory's been declining for years because there's not enough new homes being built. Last couple of months, year over year, inventory's flat. So flat's the new up. Better than nothing. But this lack of homes, being new homes, and great job growth leads to lack of supply, pushing up prices. It's really simple. You can see here. But now with inventories stopping, declining, wage price growth is declining from the upper 6s to the lower 5s. It's still more than wage growth. This is a real issue. This is a real problem. People can't move. House prices are too expensive. People can't afford to buy a house and so on. Look at leading economic indicators. Pending home sales on the left in light green, they're going down. Total sales in black are going down. Here's another way of looking at it, comparing it to prior years. Look how fast this declined. 2018, in January, the pending sales were very high. They were near the high end, right? Still near the high end in Feb and in March. But come April, May, June, it really got much worse. It was further away. And look at it now. Now it's almost at the bottom. In 6 or 7 months, the housing market went from strong to substantially weaker. This is a market that's rolling over because rates now are adding to the calamity of it. Not enough homes and prices that are too high and rates that are going up. I mean, how many headwinds can the market withstand? This is existing sales. They're going down. The market is rolling over here. It's too many headwinds. If they just built more cheap homes, we'd alleviate most of these problems. First-time mortgage apps, year over year, are negative. Data came out this morning, down 2 percentage points. This is nothing going on because no one's buying a house because they're too expensive. And now rates are going up too. These are multiple ways of looking at the same economy, housing sector, not doing particularly well. Last but not least, tax reform hurt home buying too. Because you can maximize state and local income taxes at $10,000, regardless of what your state income taxes and local property taxes are. Who cares? It's $10,000. So along the coasts, here and there, suddenly housing is a lot less valuable than it was, depressing demand for expensive homes. Look at home builder stocks. They outperformed massively the Dow Jones or the S&P, and now they underperform. Because the market, the housing market's substantially weakened. There's no recession coming. It's not going to lead to a recession. It's purely contained for now. It's not going to bleed out. We can talk about Q&A. Last but not least, there's no credit deterioration. If you look back at the recession back in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, lead up to the recession, massive decline in FICO at the midpoint, bottom quartile, bottom decile. Now, nothing. It's not a credit bubble. There's just nothing to buy because the builders won't build. And the problem will get worse demographically because the biggest cohort of millennials are going to enter prime home buying area when they're 31, 32 in 5, 6, 7 years. This housing problem ain't going to go away. All right, now